is. Let me remember what my purpose is. If I forget my goal, I can be but confused, unsure of what I am, and thus conflicted in my actions. No one can serve contradicting goals and serve them well, nor can he function without deep distress and great depression. Let us therefore be determined to remember what we want today, that we may unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully. Let us therefore be determined to remember what we want today, that we may unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully, and achieve only what God would have us do this day, and achieve only what God would have us do this day. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Remember that. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Let us not forget today that we can have no will but yours. Let us not forget today that we can have no will but yours. And thus our purpose must be yours as well. If we would reach the peace that you will for us, and thus our purpose must be yours as well. If we would reach the peace you will for us, let me remember what my purpose is. 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 What is our purpose? Well, in this world, it would be creation if we weren't being so judgmental, but since as long as we're still making judgments, our purpose is forgiveness. That's how we leave this world entirely, and it's not by death. Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining me in studying Lesson 257 in A Course in Miracles. Let me remember what my purpose is. Here for the Sunday, September the 14th of 2025's lesson. And let's go back a few pages to What is Sin? Let's read through that. I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks, here in front of my lilac bush. What is sin? Sin is insanity. It is the means by which the mind is driven mad and seeks to let illusions take the place of truth. And being mad, it sees illusions where the truth should be and where it really is. Sin gave the body eyes, for what is there the sinless would behold? What need have they of sights or sounds or touch? What would they hear or reach to grasp? What would they sense at all? To sense is not to know, and knowledge can be filled. And truth can be but filled with knowledge and with nothing else. The body is the instrument the mind made in its efforts to deceive itself. Its purpose is to strive. Yet can the goal of striving change, and now the body serves a different aim for striving. What it seeks for now is chosen by the aim the mind has taken as replacement for the goal of self-deception. Truth can be its aim as well as lies, and since the senses then will seek instead for witnesses to what is true. Sin is the home of all illusions, which but stand for things imagined, issuing from thoughts that are untrue. They are the in quotes proof that what has no reality is real. Sin proves God's Son is evil. Timelessness must have an end. Eternal life must die. And God himself has lost the Son he loves with but corruption to complete himself. His will forever overcome by death, love slain by hate, and peace to be no more. That's the ego's way of seeing. A madman's dreams are frightening, and sin appears indeed to terrify. And yet what sin perceives is but a childish game. The Son of God may play he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But all the while, his Father shines on him, and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all. How long, O Son of God, will you maintain the game of sin? Shall we not put away these sharp-edged children's toys? How soon will you be ready to come home? Perhaps today? There is no sin. Creation is unchanged. Would you still hold return to heaven back? How long, O Holy Son of God? How long? And let's go back and look in our text reading, and we're going to read through reversing effect and cause. Let me just remind you again. Let me remember what my purpose is. We're supposed to tell ourselves that throughout the day, at least every hour. And at that hourly pause, when you remember that idea, check in, make sure you're at peace, give God thanks, ask for direction, what to do for the next hour. And then be sure to do a longer quiet time for a few minutes, morning and evening, where you just sit and be still and quiet and let your thoughts be still. You can bring your attention back to what's important by telling yourself the lesson for the day if you find your thoughts going to things that are not, that are cares of this world. Let me remember what my purpose is. Okay, let's go take a look now at, in chapter 28, the undoing of fear, Roman numeral 2, reversing effect and cause. Without a cause, there can be no effects, and yet without effects, there is no cause. A cause is made by its effects. The Father is a father by his Son. Effects do not create their cause, but they establish its causation. Thus the Son gives fatherhood to his Creator and receives the gift that he has given him. It is because he is God's Son that he must also be a father who creates as God created him. The circle of creation has no end. Its starting and its ending are the same, but in itself it holds the universe of all creation without beginning and without an end. 2. My kids used to ask me, said, "Dad, how old are you?" I'd say, "Well, I never was born and I won't ever die." This is one of the ideas that I got that from. But in itself, it holds the universe of all creation without beginning and without an end. Fatherhood is creation. Love must be extended. Purity is not confined. It is the nature of the innocent to be forever contained, without barrier or limitation. Thus is purity not of the body, nor can it be found where limitation is. The body can be healed by its effects, which are as limitless as is itself. The body can be healed by its effects, which are as limitless as is itself. Yet must all healing come about because the mind is recognized as not within the body, and its innocence is quite apart from the body, and where all healing is. For sickness is a meaningless attempt to give effects to causelessness and make it be a cause. Let's read those last few sentences. Yet must all healing come about because the mind is recognized as not within the body, and its innocence is quite apart from it, and where all healing is. Where then is healing? Only where its cause is given its effects. For sickness is a meaningless attempt to give effects to causelessness and make it be a cause. 3. Always in sickness does the Son of God attempt to make himself his cause and not allow himself to be his Father's Son. For this impossible desire, he does not believe that he is love's effect, and must be cause because of what he is. The cause of healing is the only cause of everything. The cause of healing is the only cause of everything. It has but one effect, and in that recognition, causelessness is given no effects, and none is seen. A mind within a body and a world of other bodies, each with separate minds, are your, in quotes, creations. You, the other mind, also in quotes, the other, creating with effects unlike yourself. And as their, in quotes, father, you must be like them. Talking about what you create or make in the dream, in the dream that's separate from reality. Paragraph 4. Nothing at all has happened but that you have put yourself to sleep and dreamed a dream in which you were an alien to yourself and but a part of someone else's dream. The miracle does not waken you, but merely shows you who the dreamer is. It teaches you there is a choice of dreams while you are still asleep, depending on the purpose of your dreaming. Do you wish for dreams of healing or for dreams of death? A dream is like a memory in that it pictures what you wanted shown to you. We want to be dreaming dreams of life, dreams of healing, and not dreams of death. An empty storehouse with an open door holds all your shreds of memories and dreams. And if you are the dreamer, you perceive this much at least, that you have caused the dream, and can accept another dream as well. But for this change in content of the dream, it must be realized that it is you who dreamed the dreaming that you do not like. It is but an effect that you have caused, and you would not be cause of this effect. In dreams of murder, and attack, are you the victim in a dying body slain? But in forgiving dreams, is no one asked to be the victim and the sufferer? These are the happy dreams the miracle exchanges for your own. It does not ask you make another, only that you see you made the one you would exchange for this. If you don't like the way the world is, realize that you made it that way, and you can dream another dream, the dream of forgiveness. Paragraph 6. This world is causeless, as is every dream that anyone has dreamed within the world. No plans are possible, and no design exists that could be found and understood. What else could be expected from a thing that has no cause? Yet if it has no cause, it has no purpose. You may cause a dream, but never will you give it real effects. For that would change its cause, and it is this you cannot do. The dreamer of a dream is not awake, but does not know he sleeps. He sees illusions of himself as sick or well, depressed or happy, but without a stable cause with guaranteed effects. 7. The miracle establishes you dream a dream, and that its content is not true. This is a crucial step in dealing with illusions. Let's read this crucial step again. The miracle establishes you dream a dream, and that its content is not true. You could say forgiveness establishes you dream a dream and that its content is not true. It's the same thing. This is a crucial step in dealing with illusions. No one is afraid of them when he perceives he made them up. The fear was held in place because he did not see that he was author of the dream and not a figure in the dream. He gives himself the consequences that he dreams he gave his brother, and it is but this the dream has put together and has offered him to show him that his wishes have been done. Thus does he fear his own attack, but sees it at another's hands. As victim, he is suffering from its effects, but not their cause. He authored not his own attack, and he is innocent of what he caused. The miracle does nothing but to show him that he has done nothing. Isn't that nice to know? The miracle or forgiveness does nothing but show him that he has done nothing. When you let everything go, then the consciousness, the miracle-minded state of consciousness, shows you that you've done nothing. What the miracle does nothing but to show him that he has done nothing. What he fears is cause without the consequences that would make it cause, and so it never was. Oh, this world is just dreams upon dreams with no cause except your own delusion, which you can change, and which means that it had no real, there is no cause in this world, because you can change it and align yourself with the Holy Spirit's wishes. 8. The separation started with the dream the Father was deprived of his effects and powerless to keep them since he was no longer their creator. In the dreamer made himself, but what he made has turned against him, taking on the role of its creator, as the dreamer had. And as he hated his created, and as he hated his creator, so the figures in the dream have hated him. His body is their slave, which they abuse because the motives he has given it have they adopted as their own, and hate it for the vengeance it would offer them. It is their vengeance on the body which appears to prove the dreamer could not be the maker of the dream. Effects and cause are first split off and then reversed, so that effect becomes a cause, the cause effect. 9. This is separation's final step, with which salvation, which proceeds to go the other way, begins. This final step is an effect of what has gone before, appearing as a cause. The miracle is the first step in giving back to cause the function of causation, not effect. Okay, let's back up and look at this again. Let's see, how far do I want to back up? Effect and cause are first split off and then reversed, so that effect becomes a cause, the cause effect. This is the separation's final step, with which salvation, which proceeds to go the other way, begins. This final step is an effect of what has gone before, appearing as a cause. The miracle is the first step in giving back to cause the function of causation, not effect. For this confusion has produced the dream, and while it lasts, will wakening be feared, nor will the call to wakening be heard, because it seems to be the call to fear. 10. Like every lesson that the Holy Spirit requests you learn, the miracle is clear. It demonstrates what He would have you learn and shows you its effects are what you want. In His forgiving dreams are the effects of yours undone, and hated enemies perceived as friends with merciful intent. Wow, that's what we want to see everyone as friends with merciful intent. Their enmity is seen as causeless now because they did not make it, and you can accept the role of maker of their hate because you see that it has no effects. Now are you freed from this much of the dream? The world is neutral, and the bodies that still seem to move about as separate things need not be feared, and so they are not sick. 11. The miracle returns the cause of fear to you who made it. The miracle returns the cause of fear to you who made it. But it also shows that having no effects, it is not cause, because the function of causation is to have effects. And where effects are gone, there is no cause. Thus is the body healed by miracles, because they show the mind made sickness and employed the body to be victim or effect of what it made. Yet half the lesson will not teach the whole. The miracle is useless if you learn but that the body can be healed, for this is not the lesson it was sent to teach. The lesson is the mind was sick that thought the body could be sick. Projecting out its guilt caused nothing and had no effects. Okay, let's listen to that again. Half the lesson will not teach the whole. The miracle is useless if you learn but that the body can be healed, for this is not the lesson it was sent to teach. Now, I might point out the body could be healed by practice of forgiveness and miracles, but remember, the body itself is an illusion, and we're looking for a healing of the mind where cause can rightly be assessed. The miracle is useless if you learn but that the body can be healed, for this is not the lesson it was sent to teach. The lesson is the mind was sick that thought the body could be sick. Projecting out its guilt caused nothing and had no effects. And the last paragraph of this section, number 12. The world is full of miracles. They stand in shining silence next to every dream of pain and suffering, of sin and guilt. They are the dream's alternative, the choice to be the dreamer rather than deny the active role in making up the dream. They are the glad effects of taking back the consequence of sickness to its cause. The body is released because the mind acknowledges, this is not done to me, but I am doing this. The body is released because the mind acknowledges, this is not done to me, but I am doing this. I'm the dreamer. It's awakening. And thus the mind is free to make another choice instead. You can choose joy, happiness, peace, instead of condemnation and pain. Yeah, those are really your only two choices, between illusion or truth. But truth always sides with peace and joy, and illusion always sides with its opposite, which there is no true opposite to peace and joy. It's just an illusion. Okay, so they are the glad effect of taking back the consequence of sickness to its cause. The body is released because the mind acknowledges, this is not done to me, but I am doing this. And thus the mind is free to make another choice instead. Beginning here, salvation will proceed to change the course of every step in the descent to separation, until all the steps have been retraced, the ladder gone, and all the dreaming of the world undone. That's what we want. Okay, let's see. What's going on around the world today? I found on Holidays and Observances that it's Feast of the Exaltation of the Holy Cross, which is a Christian celebration. It's based on Saint Helena, who found the true cross, evidently, in 326 A.D. And it's the Christian symbol for victory over death, which I thought was a nice idea. And we should all hold on to that. The cross is the symbol of victory over death, because the cross is empty. You know, Jesus rose, and we all can enter into the resurrection too. Day of the Homeland, that's a Germany celebration known as Tag der Heimat. Eat a Hoagie Day, Gobstopper Day, those jawbreakers, special or hard candies. little jawbreaker. Live Creative Day. Oh, Live Creative Day. Live Creative Day. Coloring Day. Hug Your Hound Day. Pet Memorial Day. Quiet Day in the UK. It should be a nice thing to do often. Sober Day. Racial Justice Day. And Support Latino Business Day. Remember what Portuguese and Spanish is? Latinos are Portuguese and Spanish, and maybe in some other indigenous languages too, I suppose. But anyway, it's PAZ, P-A-Z. See what else. And out of edible landscaping, we've got the Issai Dwarf Mulberry. Issai mulberry is a small tree bush that produces an abundance of black mulberries, usually fruiting the first year after planting. Not as wise as Girardi when it comes to early bud break because of winter warm spells. Similar to Shangri-La and Pakistan in that respect. Introduced from Japan, spaced 10-foot circles, zone 6 through 8. I guess that'd be a true mulberry bush, huh? You want to sing that song? And our word for peace, we're going to take it from the Azerbaijan people of the Kura and Aras rivers. And that is Sulh. Sulh be with you. Let's make sure I get this song the way I wanted it. Give me just a second to hear it. I like to listen to the first few lines, your first few notes. Okay, I'm glad I did. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. If I forget my goal, I can be but confused, unsure of what I am, and thus conflicted in my actions. No one can serve contradicting goals and serve them well, nor can he function without deep distress and great depression. Let us therefore be determined to remember what we want today, that we may unify our thoughts and actions meaningfully and achieve only what God would have us do this day. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Father, forgiveness is your chosen means for our salvation. Let us not forget today this, that we can have no will but yours. Let us not forget today that we can have no will but yours. And thus our purpose must be yours as well. If we would reach the peace you will for us. And thus our purpose must be yours as well. If we would reach the peace you will for us. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. And our word from Azerbaijan, that with the two rivers, the Kurus and the Aras River flowing into the Caspian Sea. I don't know if I even said the word a while ago. It's Sulh. Sulh be with you. Let me remember what my purpose is. Sulh.